top of the world with Times Network. And you're watching Times Now.
कितना बेचारा लगता है वहाँ पे खड़ा हुआ वो शादी का हार पहना हुआ and all that.
I'm so sweet. I'm adoptable. All these girls will adopt me and take me with them. गोद में उठा के. I'll be their teddy bear. Actually, I dance everywhere for free. अभी कुछ ऐसा वक्त आ गया.
Too bad I'm not getting married right now, Shah Rukh.
Please, if you do call me, I'll give you a discount.
I thought you were free.
But I'm not a believer of leaving a legacy. I take all my money and put it in films and in technology and in stuff that I think I can return back to cinema.
We have with us the gorgeous Katrina Kaif and the oh so eloquent Shah Rukh Khan. And we're going to be doing a lot of talking, but we'll get to the long and short of it because we're talking about Zero, Katrina's fears, and of course Abram. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So I know you're a perfect gentleman, Shah Rukh, and I'm sure you'll allow me to start by giving a compliment to Katrina.
Can I give her a compliment?
Yes.
Katrina, you're the most beautiful woman in the world.
And the last 10 days you said she's even more beautiful.
She's become even more beautiful.
But you know, we saw your pictures, the new photo shoots you've done.
You have to take this. You have to take this now because
the Vogue cover. The Vogue cover.
It's me, but not for long.
No, the Vogue cover. You're looking stunning.
Don't worry, we'll put it on air before he changes his mind.
Okay, good.
So you know, we've been seeing your new pictures, the photo shoots you've done, and your curly hair, and you're looking so beautiful, so glamorous there. I think you should do that with your hair more often. I was hoping you had that hair today.
Thank you.
Even I think you look very attractive in that.
Yes, amazing, right? Because we always
very,
see
very
her with this good girl image, and suddenly she's like really wild
and wet.
All curly and really nice. Katrina, I read somewhere that you were not very sure about taking up this role because it was a very dark role, and it's about a glamorous actress, but she's sad, and it's a very dark side to her, and she's an alcoholic, and you needed a little bit of convincing. So it was Anand Rai and Mr. Convincing Charming here, Shah Rukh Khan. So who convinced you more to take on this role?
Well, I think it was a combination of both things. I won't get into all the reasons why there was just discussions that were happening. It's a difficult film to put together. It's a very unusual topic. It's unusual characters. It's a mammoth production. There was a lot it was taking a lot to get the film together, and I think everyone just wanted to make sure it was the best thing to do. And Anand sir was very convincing, and the last thing he said was trust me. Then Shah Rukh was very convincing, and the last thing he said was trust me.
And then if I had said that, she would have never believed me. That never works with me when I say trust me.
But she did, and she's in the film now.
No, but actually I do. But I have to add on top of that, nothing to do with him. I have realized, and I have had to accept this about me, I'm a very gullible person. Whether it's good or bad, I am gullible. But that aside, when Shah Rukh does say trust me, I do genuinely trust him. I don't know, I just feel that he's too intelligent of a person to say trust me and not know the responsibility that comes with that statement.
Yeah, he's not going to, scheming. He's not scheming where he's going to get you into that role.
But some people say trust me and they're not.
But he can convince you to do anything. You know what a glib talker he is, and he can convince anybody about anything. I think by the time I walk out, he'll tell me my height is 2 feet something, and I'll believe it.
You'll believe it. That's possible. He does have a good way with words, but. The story also of Zero was always, I found it to be a very special film. It was always a film that I did want to do. It's just that along the way I just got confused as to what I wanted to do in the film. So I got distracted by some of the other characters in the film because it was just written so nicely. Everyone's character, Shah Rukh's character, Anushka's character, it was just written so amazingly.
So apparently you were very tempted to do Anushka's role. You found it very fascinating.
I mean, I just thought it was a beautifully, incredibly interesting character and so unusual, and it was something fascinating that I'd not kind of heard something like that before. Even Babita was, but I think the thing for me was I saw it a little bit on the surface. I didn't really see initially what Anand sir wanted to do and I think what Shah Rukh and Anand Sir saw together, what they wanted to do with the character, I didn't see it into that depth. Once we started the journey, then I realized that there was much more to it, and then I saw what he saw in it.
I read somewhere that when you used to go shooting and when it was time for you to go on the sets, you would just go to Anand Rai and start crying and say, no, I don't want to do this, it's too dark, it's too sad, it's affecting me.
Well, when we used to have gaps in the schedules, or we had night shoots, right? So anyways, it's getting, you're coming into the set in the evening. Anand Sir is the most amazing director like that. I didn't appreciate it so much then, but now in retrospect, I see what he was doing. He used to come to my van and really spend a lot of time with me and never make me feel rushed or pressure or nothing. You can take all the time in the world. You come on set when you're ready, and he made you feel. He never made you feel under pressure, and I think that was very important for me. I don't know. I can't. It's hard. I can't remember those nights super clearly, all of them. But every now and then I would tell Anand Sir that, Anand Sir, I don't want to be unhappy right now. Let's not be unhappy. Let's be happy. I was going through a particular time in my life where I was really just wanting to be happy and be at ease. And I know it's our job, we're actors, but I'd be like, Anand Sir, we really have to be unhappy tonight.
So, from being this larger than life superstar in real life, you just go to ground zero. And what made you take this role? It's a very unusual role for romantic superstar to play. I mean, I'm sure did you have doubts at all, or how many days did you think about it?
No, Simi, not at all. I heard it for like 10 minutes. That's all they had in the beginning when they narrated to me about 2.5 years ago. And I like to believe that within the given parameters of commercial cinema that I'm part of, largely, I do try to bring in some new essence to characters. Yeah, it's nice to be compartmentalized as king of romance, though I've done only 3 or 4 romantic films. But somewhere down the line, I do feel that romance is with the audience, where I do try, whether it's a Chak De, whether it's a Devdas, whether it's Rahul or Raj, or whether it's Fan, whether it's Harry, whichever film I do try to, because if you work for as long as I have, and as often as I do, I cannot do something on the set with the same alacrity and happiness and madness if I'm not really excited about it. So it's extremely challenging for an actor. Listen, I'm not going to be me for most of this film, and can I still be a hero? And I think the concept of hero it's a misnomer in we play a Hindi hero type. The concept of hero is very different. Either he or she overcomes obstacles which are within you, or they overcome obstacles which are exterior. And that's what a hero is. Hero is not supposed to have a 6-pack. Hero is not supposed to be riding the best motorcycle. The hero is not supposed to jump from top of the buildings. Those are there. Those are superheroes.
He survives circumstantial.
Yeah, and our concept of hero is actually superhero, which is something very strangely I think I have seldom played in a film. I've never, in 70 odd films that I've done, I would love to, but I think they never cast me as that. I mean,
we were talking on your birthday, and it was a very interesting conversation, and I was dying to ask you this question because I don't think a lot of our viewers know so much as you do. And you were talking about the VFX and the whole, all the technicalities involved. Like, there's Katrina and she's so tall, and then they have to make you look this much, and where does she look? And you were explaining how they had to kind of, build those sets where, can you explain that to our viewers? It was very fascinating.
Katrina, if she's doing a scene with me, she has to do it with me. She has to do it with the body double so that we know the exact referencing when we are seeing it. So we shoot it with body doubles and say, okay, this is Katrina, this is what Shah Rukh will be. So we have a reference of actual 2 people of the same size. Post that, she has to do it with me.
So she shoots it twice, once with the body double and once with you?
She would shoot the one with the body double, or perhaps another body double who's her height, to just get the referencing, the perspective for the cameraman. Then she would shoot it with me. There would be times if we are physically touching each other, that she'll have to perhaps do it without me. I'll have to do it alone. And then you have to do a shooting of the background separately. And all of it has to be layered and put together. And so that it doesn't disturb the actors, that they, because otherwise she'd be looking at my chest all the time if she has to, and that kind of make me a little awkward.
Especially the eye contact, that must be so difficult.
And especially if I was wearing a high slit skirt. So, so we had to make it the eye lines. So I really needed to either be below her,
Yeah, we were
or she
really
would be.
fortunate that.
So that part helps
would
the
help.
actors, and I think Red Chillies VFX, Harry and the team has done a fabulous job to kind of allow all of us and the director to be as free as we could be. There were still limitations,
Of
but I
course.
think the least amount of limitations.
So Katrina, I hope you charge them double your fee, like for 2 films, because you would shoot with a double and then you would shoot with Shah Rukh and then you would shoot
I'm
alone.
giving it to her in kind. I don't have any money left.
Coming to that, it's
I'll
very
massage her
interesting.
feet and all of it.
When you say you have no money, I mean, when I read that once, and I was like smiling to myself, where you said, you know, we live a very basic life, and I don't have a big inheritance to leave behind for my children. I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to leave them a house and some basic money. I'm going to give them a house because I didn't have a house when I came to Bombay. And you said, I don't have any savings for the rainy day. How can the 3rd, 4th richest man in the world say that?
Because, Simi, I don't use anybody else's money. Like I've told very many people, I came here with 15,000 rupees. God's been kind. Producers, directors, co-actors have been kind. Things have done well for me. But I'm not a believer of, you know, leaving a legacy in the non-physical sense. I hate the word legacy, to be honest. I work for a legacy and all. I've never worked for a posterity or for prosperity. You work because you want to work. It's as simple as that. I think I've given, I think I nearly have given my children the most they could ever ask for of a parent, which is education. And besides that, I've given them a roof over their head, which is 6 roofs over their head. Bigger than any house most people have. I've been lucky enough to have that. And that's it. And I think if the education is right, they will find a way to lead their lives. And I take all my money and put it in films and in technology and in stuff that I think I can return back to cinema.
Yes, and
And there are weddings always happening, so I can always earn.
Oh yes, of course. And then there are weddings where you dance for free.
Actually, I dance everywhere for free. Abhi kuch aisa waqt aa gaya, koi nahi.
Too bad I'm not getting married right now, Shah Rukh.
Please, please, if you do, call me. I'll give you a discount.
Oh, I thought you would do it free.
Oh, this is the movie you're playing me, na?
Oh, so cute.
So I told him yes. So he thinks it's him in the movie.
I know that you like to, you know, through Red Chillies, and you like to spend all the money that you're making through Bollywood back on special effects and all these kind of technologies. And you tried that with Ravan, and now I think you've probably gone maybe 10 steps more ahead, if not a lot more. And you do like to spend your money on bringing, you know, the VFX technologies to Bollywood and India.
It's extremely important, Simi. People, I think, undermine the importance of VFX. If technology is not going to be used to enhance storytelling, not just in an action film or a film where I'm vertically challenged or in a mythological film, it has to be done for regular cinema, because you have an influx of a younger generation coming on. They are watching the best there is to be offered from the rest of the world. You cannot present to them. You know, 10 years later, when Abraham's a little older, you can't tell him, ye India ke liye theek hai. You can't say that. That's not, because he's not used to it. Like I was giving an example to someone. Nowadays, you guys go to the multiplex. We're used to a certain kind of sofa, a chair which reclines, air conditioning, good screen, good sound. 15, 20 years back when I came from Delhi, the theaters were, you know, they had fans and sound wasn't good, and there were rats and mice in the theaters, and they were the top theaters, you know, with dirty smelling carpets. We are used to it.
And those chairs would squeak, right?
Yeah, and now the multiplexes you're used to. So the kids are going to be used to watching excellence in cinema. You cannot say, okay, let's go back to the rickety chair and the fan. So if our Indian cinema, which is the largest in the world, and we are so proud of it, and we think it's the greatest cinema, and we're the best storytellers in the world, if we don't push that boundary, it won't be, it's not unreal to believe that my next hero, you know, won't be a Khan, it'll be a Spider Khan. You know, it'll be like that. I'd rather be seeing that film because of the excellence of cinematic visual they're giving, sound they're giving. So we really need to up our game on that. And someone like me who's been here 30 years, and jokes apart, who's made his life out of films, if I'm not able to do something which perhaps would not fulfill it, but at least leads others to start taking steps in making cinema, returning back to cinema what you got from it, it'll be very unfortunate and I'll feel very sad.
You showed your teaser. I mean, the first person apparently who saw the Zero teaser was Brad Pitt. What was his reaction when he saw it? Because there is so much of international VFX involved in this film.
For a moment I thought he'll say, but what's different? You are as short. But he was very intrigued. He was very sweet.
Did he say anything about me? Was I not in the teaser?
No, you were there in the teaser, but he just said, you're so lucky that she kissed you.
He did not.
Yeah, he said that. Honest to God, he said,
not.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
he said, you know, who's that beautiful girl, right, with the beautiful legs?
I think
I love that gown.
nothing like that happened.
I'm telling
and I
you,
didn't
said-
even know that he
He said,
that.
you're the luckiest guy in the world, and all. I said, yeah. And I thought it was because
You're just being modest, Katrina. So when Abram, if he's seen the teaser, has he seen the teaser? I'm sure
yeah, he's
has.
seen a little more bits and pieces of.
What did he have to say about Bawa Singh?
He thinks because I think I told him, and to be honest, there was a time I have a picture of Abram in my telephone where when Anand explained to me the role, I said, I'm a visual guy. I see things and I start thinking of an emotion out of it. So I looked at the picture and I said, yes, this is what I want Bawa to be like. When I saw a picture of his, and I have it on my phone now. And so maybe we've said it. So when he saw recently, I think I was showing your song, and I think the song before that, both songs. And he was looking, and everybody was sitting, and Gauri and all were watching, and he was looking. Oh, this is the movie you're playing me, na?
Oh, so cute.
So I told him yes. So he thinks it's him in the movie.
Well, I was hoping I'll get you in a good mood, which you usually are, but I thought if you're in one of the Abram moods and, you know, we sit here and suddenly you say, no pictures. You dumped one girl and now the other one wants to dump you, so I'm very worried about what happens to Bawa and his love life at the end.
You worried
won't
about
tell
me?
Yeah.
See,
Don't worry about me.
Actually, yeah, no, I don't want to give away the ending. I was going to say,
I'm,
life is a circle,
right
it
now
goes
my
around,
heart is
comes
like,
around, so.
poor guy, I hope he doesn't end up alone with all that.
You think so?
No, I'm worried. I'm
You think
really
a guy
curious
with
about the end.
dimples
I
like
know
me
you
would
can't
ever
tell me
end
this
up,
right now,
will
but
end up ever being, you know, I'm
वो
so
बेचारा
beautiful.
कितना बेचारा लगता है वहाँ पे खड़ा हुआ वो शादी का हार पहना हुआ and all that. He's looking
I'm so
innocent
sweet,
and
I'm
gullible.
adoptable. All these girls will adopt me and take me with them. Gold mein utha ke, I'll be their teddy bear.
That
That's
might
the whole
happen
thing.
outside the movie, but I don't know what's happening in the
Absolutely,
film.
I'm telling you. All of them, the girls are fighting for me. I want him as my teddy bear. I want him as my teddy bear in the.
You'll have to see it on 21st December.
Yes, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait.
And please do go and see it.
I
hope
will.
you
I will.
enjoy it.
And Katrina, he has been pretty active on social media. You were pretty reluctant in the beginning, and now you seem comfortable with social media. And you said things like, you said something like, you know, like earlier you knew somebody, like you didn't meet them for 6 years, you felt like you didn't know them, and you know, today it's like you know what the person wore last night, where they went, and it's like you just feel like you know everybody and
You
everybody
do.
knows everybody
Yeah.
else.
We do. I think I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but we really do. Like I can tell you almost where everyone in the industry is right now, just from what I see on Instagram.
I never see Instagram, man.
But that's I
I
think
don't know how to run it
I
only.
think that's important. I think you have to find a balance. Maybe not that extreme, but it's important to keep a balance, and it can take you away from the moment, right? I think everyone's very caught up in capturing the moment and showing somebody else what's happened in this moment, that you forget to actually be here in this
Yes,
moment.
you're
That's
so
so nicely
right.
said here, actually.
It's the same when you go for holidays. You're just taking pictures.
Let's go to a
and
party and see who can take the best pictures at the party, and then
Instead
hit
of
the best.
partying,
Yeah, instead of
you know
actually,
those
like,
good old days when we had just 24 frames in a camera, the
Yeah.
roll, and
like we've been, I mean, when I first met Shah Rukh at that time, there was no social media at all. We've been to parties where
Yeah, we were
what
spending
happened
time
at
and,
that
yeah,
party stayed at that party,
Yes.
and nobody knows what used to. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
it
I've
used to.
become so used to, like, if I'm meeting Katrina every day, even now I feel like photo le lein because it's become a habit.
yes,
And I think, yeah, that just takes you away from living the moment
It does
rather
take
than
away.
catching the
you're
moment.
genuinely
absolutely
does.
right about that. You were talking about how when you know you've been single for a while, and it gives you time when you're single to introspect and think about who you are and realize the things that you want to do. So when you've gone through this phase of self-introspection, what did you learn about yourself?
That's That's a tough question.
Yeah,
for the 2
It's a
minutes.
question I just picked up.
Yeah, for the 2 minutes
I
that we
didn't make it
have.
up.
Should I leave you guys alone?
No.
Yeah, I think that's probably, you know, not the best, I mean, the right platform to talk about that. But I think probably if I can just choose one small parting thought just before we leave, is exactly what we just talked about now, which is really try and be wherever you are and wherever I am. Stop always trying to wanting to be somewhere else in my mind. You know, I'll be happy when I get there. I'll be happy when this movie's a hit. I'll be happy when I sign that movie. I'll be happy when I get married. I'll be happy. It's always in the future. We always think the future is our salvation and our savior. At least, you know I have a tendency to do that. I think what I'm trying to practice is be where we are now and really see and feel this moment as being the best moment, whatever is.
So well
बैठी रहे
said.
मेरे साथ बस. Be here only like this for the next 7, 20, 40 hours.
And just keep continuing the interview and the cameras rolling. You know? So one last question, you know, you obviously research your roles a lot. You're very well read and well informed from the last 2 decades that I've known you. And you're doing this role of what they call a little man, you know, the vertically challenged person. So do you know any famous vertically challenged people in history? Do you know who Charles Steinmetz is?
No, I know of, you know, there's an amazing, I mean, Bonaparte and Hitler and all were very short too. But one of the people that I saw the first film, I don't know how to pronounce the French artist, Toulon-Lautrec, L-A-U-T-R-E-C.
But he was an actor, right? A famous actor.
He was a painter of the B-A-W-D body, and he used to only go to Lido, the nightclub in France, and paint girls' legs and everything.
Wow.
Extremely, very famous, and he used to do it only on paper napkins.
So Charles Steinmetz, he's called the father of electric engineering, and he was Albert Einstein's very good friend. Oh. And then I feel that I can imagine why these girls are so crazy about you in this film, because in Egypt, you know, the little people, they were gods. And one of the gods, his name was Bes, and he was the god of love and sexuality. So I hope that is coming across, the essence of Lord Bes, the little man from Egypt, into your film.
You tell them.
Hey, your Bharat is coming up, and all the best for that too.
Thank you so much.
I hope Shat-Pratishat Bharatiya aapki film dekhe, and Zero already seems to have all the makings of a super duper hit. Can't wait to see it, and all the best. And thank you so much for talking to us.
No,
Thank you.
Simi, thank you. You're very kind.
Thank you.